Okay, here we go with part 2 of Fahrenheit 451, the graphic novel. Last we left off, Montag just revealed to his wife the whole vent he had full of books, and he is now reading them to her to try to figure out what it is about books that makes people behave the way they do. Trying to figure out why he's not happy and what it is. So part 2, the sieve and the sand. We cannot tell the precise moment when friendship is formed, as in filling a vessel drop by drop. There is at last a drop which makes it run over. So, in a series of kindnesses, there is at last one which makes the heart run over. Is that what was in the girl next door? I've tried so hard to figure. She is dead. Let's talk about someone alive, for goodness sake. That favorite subject, myself. I understand that one. But Clarice's favorite subject wasn't herself. It was everyone else and me. She was the first person in a good many years I've really liked. She was the first person who looked straight at me as if I counted. Someone at the door. Why doesn't the door voice tell us? I shut it off. Snort, snort, snort. It's only a dog. That's what. You want me to shoo him away? Stay where you are. Let's go back to work. Books aren't people. You read and I look all around, but there isn't anybody. Now, my family, they tell me things. I laugh, they laugh, and the colors. And besides, if Captain Beatty knew about those books, he might come and burn the house and the family. That's awful. Why should I read? What for? Jesus God. Every hour, so many damn things in the sky. How in hell did those bombers get up there every single second of our lives? Why doesn't someone want to talk about it? We've started and won 2 atomic wars since 1990. Is it because we're having so much fun at home we've forgotten about the world? Is it because we're so rich and the rest of the world so poor and we just don't care if they are? Is that why we're hated so much? Do you know why? I don't, that's for sure. Maybe the books can get us half out of the cave. God, Millie, don't you see? An hour a day, 2 hours with these books, and maybe... Breep, 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 breep. Anne! Yes, the white clown's on tonight. Montag, you're really stupid. Where do we go from here? Do we turn the books in? Forget it? Poor Millie, poor Montag. It's mud to you, too. But where do you get help? Where do you find a teacher this late? Hold on. A year ago, that day in the city park... Wait, I haven't done anything. No one said you did. They sat without saying a word. His name was Faber. When an hour had passed, he said something that Montag sensed was a rhymeless poem. Faber held his hand over his left coat pocket and spoke these words gently. Montag knew if he reached out, he might pull a book of poetry from the man's coat. But he did not reach out.
I don't talk things, sir. I talk the meaning of things. I sit here and know I'm alive. For your file, in case you decide to be angry with me.
I'm not angry. Montag flipped through his file wallet. Faber's name was there. He hadn't turned it in, and he hadn't erased it. Professor Faber, I have a rather odd question. How many copies of the Bible are left in this country?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I want to know if there are any copies left at all.
This is some sort of trap. I can't talk to just anyone on the phone.
How many copies of Shakespeare and Plato?
None. You know as well as I do.
Well, the ladies are coming over. This is the Old and New Testament, and don't start that again. It might be the last copy in this part of the world. Captain Beatty knows you got it, doesn't he? I don't think he knows which book I stole. But how do I choose a substitute? If I pick a substitute and Beatty does know which book I stole, he'll guess we've an entire library here. There's only one thing to do. Sometime before tonight, when I give the book to Beatty, I've got to have a duplicate made. You'll be here for the White Clown tonight, and the lady's coming over. Millie, does the White Clown love you? Does your family love you? Love you very much? Love you with all their heart and soul, Millie? A silly question. If you see that dog outside, give him a kick for me. I'm numb. When did the numbness really begin in my face? The night I kicked the pill bottle in the dark? The numbness will go away. It'll take some time, but I'll do it. Or Faber will do it for me. The subway fled past him, numerals and darkness. Once as a child, he had sat upon a dune by the sea, trying to fill a sieve with sand. Because some cruel cousin had said, "Fill this sieve and you'll get a dime." And the faster he poured, the faster it sifted through with hot whispering. The thought came to him, if you read fast and read all, maybe some of the sand will stay in the sieve. But he read and the words fell through. Each line must be memorized. I will myself to do it. Consider the lilies of the field. Call the guard. Knoll view. Lilies. Knoll view. Who is it? Montag out here.
What do you want?
Let me in.
I haven't done anything.
I'm alone, damn it.
I'm sorry. One has to be careful. So it's true.
My wife's dying. A friend of mine's already dead. Someone who may have been a friend was burnt less than 24 hours ago. You're the only one I knew might help me. To see. To see.
May I?
Sorry.
It's been a long time. I'm not a religious man, but it's been a long time. Do you know that books smell like nutmeg or some spice from a foreign land? I loved to smell them when I was a boy. Mr. Montag, you were looking at a coward. I saw the way things were going a long time back. I said nothing. I'm one of the innocents who could have spoken up, but I did not speak, and thus became guilty myself. Well, suppose you tell me why you came here.
Nobody listens anymore. I can't talk to the walls because they're yelling at me. I can't talk to my wife. She listens to the walls. I just want someone to hear what I have to say, and I want you to teach me to understand what I read.
How did you get shaken up? What knocked the torch out of your hands?
I don't know. We have everything we need to be happy, but we aren't happy. Something's missing. I looked around. The only thing I positively knew was gone was the books I'd burned in 10 or 12 years. So I thought books might help.
You're a hopeless romantic. It would be funny if it weren't not serious. It's not books you need. It's some of the things that once were in books. Look for it in nature, and look for it in yourself. Books were only one type of receptacle where we stored a lot of the things we were afraid we might forget. There is nothing magical in them at all. The magic is only in what books say, how they stitched the patches of the universe together into one garment for us. Of course, you could know this. Of course, you still can't understand what I mean when I say all this.